Hey, it's Poet Prophet again, back on the live stream of 5B Bullrun live crypto trading. And then here again, going back to my ritual of burning the Palo Santo. Today I'm testing out a new mic. Hopefully it's better. Yesterday there was a lot of wind noise. And here goes a few rounds of this. And how's everybody doing today? It's quite exciting just looking at the market. Yeah, just before I do that, I'm just going to close this trade. It feels like it's going down. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Blur and what it is. I've been kind of researching the market and looking at it. And just let me close this trade for now. Or should I? Maybe I should keep it. Maybe I should just leave it alone for a while. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, and let it go up, and hopefully it goes up. So if you can take a look at my balance, it's $23 right now. Yesterday, it was 35, so I was down about maybe 30% currently. It was an exciting stream yesterday. It was the first time doing this, and right now I'm back online again with all of you guys. So you see that right now my Blur is basically printing some money. So I did a couple of trades in the morning. You can take a look at that. So every time I go for kind of like a little bit of a long, a short, you know, and I'm always down, right? So I'm always going against the market. I was trying to short the market the whole entire morning, but I keep getting closed out, and when I start going long, I get closed out as well. So I was a little bit frustrated. But looking at it right now, it feels good that I'm printing some money with this coin. It is a really strange coin, I would say. Not really knowing what it is. And it feels like it's going down again. So let me just, should I close it? Okay, I'll just close it anyway. So I've closed the trade. So maybe we'll look into another trade in a while. So I've closed up. I'm closed up with 4.33%. I think it's fine. It's not a really big close. I was hoping that it could get to 10%, but it feels like the market is really volatile today, going up and down, up and down, and maybe kind of like trading like a little bit of a range. Yeah. So I'm still looking for some coins and looking for some good entries currently, and see if I could make something. So it's again really strange in terms of the camera. So I'm just gonna see if I can flip it. Right. Cool. So at least it looks like I'm looking at the screen at the moment. So I flipped it just now and it doesn't look right. So I'm gonna flip it back. So yeah. So again, looking at a couple of trades first before we go into what Blur is. I've did some research. I've look at some videos and try to make sense of it. So I've got basically LDO again. Yeah, so Lido is just kind of like breaking up a little bit from the bottom of the RSI. It's kind of like a flat day today. Nothing much is happening. So my magic is also kind of like, oh, actually magic, it's interesting. There might be a trade here going on, but let's see. BTC is getting a really good support. So I've drawn a support line actually. Not so sure where is it now. Somebody actually closes. Yeah. So at a very high time frame, I mean, at least very high time frame for me, the 4-hour time frame. And if you can look at this, BTC is hovering around this area. So I would say that this is kind of like a little support zone for me, for BTC. Yeah. So maybe here, ranging from 24,300 to 24,500. Yeah. So I'm just gonna put in some sort of support. Sorry, it's kind of like, yeah. So it has turned support. So I mean, it's just for me to be able to understand that yes, there is a little bit of a strong support here, and if it kind of goes below here, then it might be an opportunity for a short later. But let's see, it's maintaining well. BTC, DYDX, Ethereum is kind of bouncing up and down currently, doing probably like a little bit of a range. And if I'm checking out the range, this range is around, yeah, 0.1%, nothing much. Yeah. So that's the 5-minute chart. So again, I'm doing a lot more 5-minute charters, so looking at it, look at that. It's after I closed, it went down a little bit. In fact, it's kind of like touching. So I've drawn actually 2 support trend lines currently, and it's kind of not breaking it, and it's kind of like, going into trend. And if it breaks support here, it might just tumble down as well. So, if you look at this, yeah. Yeah, it's really respecting this line at the moment. Yeah, just going up and going down within this, and there's the wedge is coming down. So I guess based on what I understand, when it comes to kind of like this area, they will have to make a decision on whether to just go down or go up, right? So it could be like reaching here and go up, right? Or it could be going down like this. It's a really bad drawing, but so we're watching this again. We're watching, yeah. How do I get rid of this? Sorry. Making a mess. So I have actually 2 trend lines that I'm actually looking at. So this is kind of like a support that I've been drawing for Blur. Yeah, so it's kind of like bouncing off the support line again, and there's kind of like a resistance. So I'm expecting for the rest of the day, Blur to kind of go range bound, which is very interesting. For a trader like me, a range bound like this can be a very interesting trade. Uh, so far, I've not been catching the trade, and if you look at this, every range is around 3%. So if you do a leverage of 10x, you're getting about 30% each way, which is like fantastic. So we'll see. We'll watch the market a little bit more and see what happens. Hopefully, it does this range thing, and then we can clearly make some decision on how to put in some really, really good trades, right? So Blur, what is it, right? So I've been doing a little bit of a research. So how I do it is I would just go to CoinGecko, And if you look at Blur, this is the coin. Currently, it's ranked 94 right now on CoinGecko. And this is some of the range, and there are about 10,000 people watching it. So this is some very basic information that I will get. So the market cap right now is about $524 million. There's circulating supply. And what's very interesting is all the recent, I would say, all the exchanges that Blur is on, and you can see, yeah, which is like, wow. So I'm a little bit surprised that a coin like this in such a short time. And I think this is the most interesting one, right? So I kind of feel like when it was listed on Coinbase exchange, the price kind of shoots up from there. We can confirm that later. I mean, not really sure when it was listed on Coinbase. Yeah, so these are some of the basic information that you can get basically from basically CoinGecko. And I really like their website. If you take a look at the website of Blur, it's very interesting, right? So it really looks like a trading platform, and it is okay. So that's what they're gonna call, right? So they're calling themselves the fastest NFT marketplace. So meaning to say that they are probably doing this, not so much for the creators, but for people who really, really wants to trade. Yeah, so ditch slow, execute trades faster, and make more money on Blur. And so I like the website. I think it has this, especially this part, it has this really, really interesting thing that kind of like, trying to suck you in. Yeah. And it feels like they are going for a second season of airdrop. And I heard that a lot of people have been benefiting from their airdrops. Yeah. So going into the collection, so a lot of people has been coming on to Blur. So I think one of the things that they're trying to do is to get people off the traditional, or rather the initial platforms, and get listed on Blur. You can look at what's trending, what's the favorite or what's my favorite. So currently Beans, I mean, so it really, really looked like a trading platform, if you can see, so it's like, last sale, top bid, and you got all these little things here, which is like really cool. Yeah. So it is really an NFT platform built for traders, which I think, yeah, has a place inside here. So which is let's just look at, yeah. So I'm just gonna wait basically for this part to go all the way down before I do another long. Yeah, so this may be just trending down a little bit first. So it's kind of like really respecting the support that I've been drawing here, and I'm very happy about it. So yeah, so there is time to basically trade this coin. So nothing to rush. You don't have to rush it. Just checking on basically some of the trends that is going down or up, and then you can take your trade slowly, right? So I've been looking at some YouTube videos about Blur. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's quite easy to understand. One of the very interesting thing about Blur is that when they were interviewing the owner of Blur, he came on as Pac-Man, and they are like some animated characters. So the team wise, I don't know. I mean, they're kind of like in the Blur, I guess, for now. But it doesn't really matter for short-term traders like us. We are just looking for market volatility. We're just looking for some market action. So yeah, but I'm not having a lot of luck on this coin at the moment. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, we can just go and just check out some of the other coins. So BTC, so GMT is so sometimes I like to go by volume. So if you can see, these are like really the top volume coins currently. So Blur really went all the way up in terms of the whole entire volume over 24 hours, beating APT, Matic, Sol, Linked. Let's take a look at Sol at the moment, one of my favorite coins. Yeah, so feels like it's about time to go for a short. Just waiting for this little thing to come down. The market isn't doing really much at the moment. Yeah. So what I did yesterday, or what I did this morning, was also interesting. I went back to basically Rand's Rand's mail. Rand's video, and basically just uh, try to follow all the people that he asked us to follow. Just trying to take a look at some of these guys. So where? So people I follow. No, I'm not really looking for Logan Paul. I'm not really interested in this guy. Yeah. So Miles has came up with his own stuff, but I'm starting to basically follow a couple of people like this guy, right? This Wulong Kim. Yeah. So it's good thing that I can read a little bit of Chinese, so I can see again this ACH. But in any case, it's always easy to just do translation, right? So these are some of the people that I'm following. So this guy as well. I'm also following Dark Crypto Lady. Yeah, so I'm really trying to get on it. Just trying to understand a little bit more of the whole Chinese token market. Yeah, so Dark Crypto Lady is like printing money all the time. Yep. Crypto Yungi is another, it's another account that I'm following right now. Yeah, so he's basically trying to compare this. He's trying to compare this token mob to mask. So he is talking that it's a little bit more interesting than mask, and when he compares to Dodge, it's yeah. So it's basically comparing it to Dodge and how it's probably going to fly. Yeah. So interesting. Yeah. So they are just comparing different alphas, I guess. Yeah. So new. These are some of the new accounts that I've been following on the advice of Rand. Just trying to read up a little bit more. So actually, so let's get back to some trading and just looking at some of these trades. Let's just go back to my Blur again and then see how is Blur doing. Yeah, so on the 5 minutes chart, it's not really doing anything at the moment. It's trying to climb up slowly. So possibly, when it hits maybe the top, then I'll start shorting it. Yeah. So is there any trade that I can do? So DYDX, yep, just did a little bit of a dump. Yeah, I mean, again, it could have been a really good buy, or rather a good shot at this moment. Yeah. Link, I heard Link was flying. Yeah. Again, not doing much at the moment, just ranging today. Optimism. Yep. I think it's, again, all of these coins are ready for a little bit of a shot from the top. Maybe I should just take a shot on Optimism. So I'm again at isolated 5x. I think I'll just go for 7x for this. Yeah. And before I talk, it has already went down, but it's okay. Let's just give it a shot. 100% on market, and I'm just shorting it right now. Yeah. The super trend is not really showing that it's coming down, but I think there is a possibility of this thing crossing. So if you take a look at it, yeah, it's gonna highlight this a little bit more. Yeah. So if you're taking a look at this, at the current moment, yeah, it's kind of like crossing a little bit, and hopefully it crosses. Yeah. Don't have the back button. Yeah, so I'm in a trade right now. So hopefully it's gonna print some money for me. So I'm down 1% currently. If you're taking a look at this, it is not really coming down. So let's just go back to 1 again. So again, if you look at the 1 minute, it's really trying to come back on again. So sometimes it's like that, right? Yeah, it's really hard to tell, you know. So I'm just hoping that this thing would come down. But now it's kind of like bouncing back again. I'm down 1.5%. I should add a TP of around 5%. So I have a, not TP, I have a stop loss at 5%. Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't get shot out and stop up. So I'm gonna do all these live trading session right now. Just so I'm just trying to gather a couple of more devices currently, just so that I can make the live streaming a little bit more interesting. I'll be also going to do a little bit more research. So it also feels like there is a little bit of support or resistance at this level, which is good for me. Yeah. And if it breaks this, I think I'm in trouble. So I'm seeing that there is a bit of a resistance here, and then a bit of a floor maybe around here. So I'm going to change the color of this to green, so I know where it is. So Optimism almost hitting my stop loss. So there's quite a big gap currently here. So this gap here, it's a little bit funny, you know. So I'm not really sure where this is, right? So, but again, zooming out, there's could be some sort of a resistance here, I think, and then the low floor is here. Yep, so I think I just got stopped out of my trade. Bummer, but it's okay. Live and learn, and maybe just waiting for optimism to climb all the way up here before we do something. So let me just change this color. So I'll be watching the trade and I'll be watching optimism, see where this thing is going to climb. Yeah, so if you look at the trade, close short, yeah, so 5%, it's $1.36 I lost. So just keep it here. Yeah, Lido, Magic. Yeah, I kind of feel like I want to short Magic again. Yeah, it feels like it's right for shorting. So again, I'm just waiting for this to just turn around a little bit, but that's the 1 minute chart. So, and the 1 minute chart and the 5 minute chart kind of like coincide a little bit, which is good. Yeah, so the RSI is really high at the moment, which is very interesting for me. BTC going up, wow. It's good. It's good. Market is looking interesting. Yeah, Ethereum shooting past the support a little bit, the previous high. So Ethereum basically shooting up the previous high, uh, which is very good. Yeah, so you can see that there's a little bit of a trend forming here. So this is just a 5 minute chart, right? And so there's a little bit of a small trend forming here, a little bit of an uptrend. And depending on where this thing goes, yep. So back to optimism. Not a really good day for me for trading. So I've already been down about 30%. So my equity right now, or rather my derivative account is sitting at around $22. I was hoping that I could really bring this up to from 35 to at least $60 yesterday. Yep. Okay, let's just hunt for another trade before I close this live stream. Yeah, this is one of the thing, right? You just kind of like waiting for it to come down, but it's not coming down, and it's like from this little, yeah, from this little one to here, you can see that, yeah, when it's almost gonna come down and did not come down, and even for this little push up on the stochastic RSI, you can see this was like a 1.25% move, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, for a leverage trader like us, 1.27% could actually translate to almost 10% or 12%. Yeah, in a short period of time. So if yeah, sometimes it's just really deciding to see if you want to go against the market or you want to go with the flow, right? So yeah, let's see. Yeah, so the stochastic RSI right now, it's really high. Yeah, it's at the top, ready to just nosedive, right? So it might be doing a little bit of this again, you know. Yeah, so if you squeeze it down, yeah, if we squeeze it down a little bit, if you squeeze down the charts a little bit, you can actually tell that it's doing this up, down, and that's the range. Yeah, so it's kind of like ranging in a way. So basically it's just catching the flow of this range. Yeah, just shorting when it's here and longing when it's here and shorting, and hopefully it just kind of like range this way, and this will be like a perfect way of just trading the market. And Lido as well, you know, look at the range. Yeah, just checking out the range. Yeah, it's about 20%, sorry, 2% up and down. Magic, compressing it. Optimism. So really waiting for this to reach here. Yeah, sometimes you can really put in a limit trade as well if you really feel confident that it's just going to be here and coming down. So that could be also very interesting. But the market really sometimes doesn't really do what you really want it to do. You know, it doesn't really reach here. You know, it could turn just slightly below it. So it's always just good to keep your eye on the market if you are really a short-term trader like me. Yeah. So magic is also touching the line. I'm just going to adjust this resistance to a bit lower. Magic, I'm just going to put one line here as well. BTC, I'm just going to move it a little bit to the back. DYDX is at the bottom. So let's see. I don't know what's that. Why did it take me here? Amazing. So if you look at that, optimism is like turning a little bit here on the 5 minutes. So we'll just go back to the 1 minute and see. Yeah, we have actually taken a turn down. So this could be a validation or this could not be. You look at that. So again, you know, we are really looking at hopefully optimism touching like the resistance and coming back again, right? So, and it's kind of like trying to do that all the time. Magic as well, right? So it's going to touch the resistance and coming down. Yeah, so it feels like it is all here. Yeah, you know, just waiting. I mean, trading can always be a little bit of a waiting game, just waiting and just be patient and just trying to be patient. You know, I'm not a really patient guy, so I always try to get in the trade and I'm always too early in the trade. But I'm learning, right? I'm learning to be a little bit more patient in my trade. So that's what I'm trying to do. And these sessions, I try to let it run for about an hour at least, just so that we can kind of see some action. And hopefully, what I can do is also try to do more research on some of the stuff that I like, and basically just share with you guys about some of the coins that I'm following that I really like personally. Maybe we can deep dive into a little bit of coins, like maybe, you know, something like Blur, or yeah. So this trending thing just keeps going up and down, man. I was looking at Clone X just now. Interesting. Yeah. Look at that. 5 Ethereum, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. People are like buying and selling, you know? See, I don't want to miss my optimism. So, yeah, it feels like it's kind of like going down. So I'm just going to go for a shot again. Yep. So I've started a shot on optimism. You can tell. Yep. And hopefully this continues down. Yeah, so I'm a little bit impatient. I really didn't want to. I was supposed to wait for it to reach the trend line, but let's see if this goes against me. Yeah, so my hands are like really itching to trade. But if you can tell, if you can see right here, it's really already just crossing that line. Yeah, and hopefully this trade plays out for me, at least in the short run. So it's printing some money. Let me see. The stuff that I like: Clone X, Quirky, Himiko, The Beach, Doodles. Wow, this is crazy, man. Yeah. Let's see what is the. Oh, yeah. Board Ape again, it's still the top. The Board 8 Yacht Club. Oh, there's some people really listing it right now. Yeah. So this is what? This item cannot be sold on OpenSea. Oh, that's interesting. So people are like really trading and buying, 75 ETH for this. What is the low? 79. Wow. It's interesting. So yes, currently looking at where we are right now. So my optimism short is kind of printing a little bit of money. So hopefully we are just waiting for this curve to keep going down. And so the only thing I would say, the only threat to this is the 1 minute chart going back up again. So sometimes it doesn't play out as well as it's supposed to be. So it really depends, right? But again, if you look at the RSI for the 1 minute, the RSI 14, it has a little bit of a downside to go. And sometimes, especially when it hits around the 40 or the 30, like the 35 mark, it kind of just dives right through. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So I'm happy that it's kind of playing out for me a little bit. So sometimes what I do is that once it starts printing money, I will basically change the TP, or the stop loss, to as close as the entry price as possible. So at least what happens is that the most it does is that I get stopped out at this price, right? But I already have a little bit of a down. I really have a little bit of a an upside already. Yeah. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But also just need to understand that there is a little bit of a transaction fee that's going on. So right now for this trade, it's 0.09%. I really do not know how they calculate this. Maybe one thing I should really learn. It feels like it's got something to do with the funding rate down here, which is at 0.01%, right? So 0.01% of the entire trade amount, yeah, it could end up as this. So so you can see I put a stop loss actually very close to in fact exactly on my entry point. Yeah. So if it goes above that, yeah, I get stopped out. But my my hope is that it could just continue to go down, right? Because I'm shorting the stock. So I'm sorry, I'm shorting this. I'm shorting optimism. So it's hopefully gonna come down. So we can also look at a little bit of the 15-minute or even the 30. Yeah. So the 15-minute looks ripe as well. So it's at the top. The stochastic RSI is at the top, and which means to say that there's a possibility of it turning the corner as well. The next 15 minutes. So you look at this, it's starting to go up, and then yeah, you're losing a little bit of profit to this. How about the other coins? So that's how I trade. So it's 40 minutes in. Let me just look at some other coins that I. Dodge, how is Dodge doing? Yeah, Dodge is ready to blow. FTM. So you can actually, what you can also do is to go straight directly. If you can click here, it just takes you straight back to Optimism. Basically, it takes you back straight to your trade. So actually, I have one here. How's Nia doing? A little bit of a boring day for trade. Not much is happening. I may not spend too long today. Take a look at Gala. Some of my favorite coins. Yeah, doesn't look like it's doing anything today as well. So the market has been very flat. It's been kind of like ranging. Yeah, even at the 4-hour chart. In the 4-hour chart, you can also take a look at that. Dot. Crypto bubbles. So BLUR is still up high. STX, Filecoin, X. Yeah. This is an interesting site where you can actually see, you can move the bubbles around actually as well. Yeah, so if you take a look at BLUR, remember I had a long position that I closed at 1.35. Yeah, but now it's like 1.36, which means to say that if I have kept it running a little bit more, I could have made a little bit more profit here. But a profit is a profit, right? So it's good. I'm happy. Now I'm just waiting for this to print a little bit more. It's just ranging between 1% to 2% and just going up and down. And yeah. And if you look at the super trend, it's actually not turning red, which is very worrying. Yeah. So I'm really hoping that this super trend will just turn red and then we'll be good to go. If not, I'm going to get stopped out really soon. So let me know if there's any coins that you guys are trading, and if you want me to also take a look at them, so that I can also just learn from you guys and jump on some of these trades. It will be very interesting. and if we can just learn to trade together, I think that it's very nice as well. So I am Poet Prophet, very amateur trader, still learning every single day about the market, still learning how to trade better, learning how to be a better trader. I'm a short-term trader. I trade the 5 minutes chart because that's the time that I have. I like to go in and out of the market really fast. I try to go in and capture the liquidity for a 10% for each trade, and I get out of the trade. Yeah, so I try not to attach too much of my emotions in the trade. Unfortunately, sometimes I get too involved, and you know, that's nothing. I mean, it's just one of those things about trading, and that's one of the things that make trading very exciting. It's just that sometimes you can have some emotions involved. And so taking a look at the trend, it's starting to turn red, which is very interesting. Yep, so I'm going to blow up the chart a bit. So you can look at my super trend. It's starting to turn red, meaning to say that it's starting to turn down. Yeah, so it's starting to change a trend. Yeah, which is exactly what I want. So the market is playing out exactly what I want. It's turning the corner, and hopefully it continues to turn the corner. And I will see you guys soon in my next trade. Bye.